Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Tomy Tomica World Thomas Medium set. And so I am so excited to bring this to you guys because I have never had a complete Tomy set before. So if you guys have never seen this, it's going to be just as a new surprise for you as it is to me. So starting off, we're going to take a look at the box here. As with all older Thomas and Friends items, the colors just always pop out at you. We always have green background, green backdrop behind the sets or destinations, whether it's for older Thomas Wooden Railway, and here we have it for the Tomy line. And it just really makes the box pop out, and it kind of gives you the idea of this set or whatever it is you're buying is on the island of Sodor. You get all these colors, you get the backdrop here with the sky, and it's just really appealing and it makes a set pop out. So besides the main part with the set and Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle, we have the classic logo, absolutely gorgeous. And then we just have a picture of the set down here. Moving on to the back here, and it's really just eye candy. And again, just the same thing here. We have the station, look at all the different colors on the ground. And we even have what looks like ballast around the track. Like, it's just, there was so much effort and passion put into these boxes. 1998, so that's pretty cool. New in box, 90s Tomy Thomas the Tank Engine set. So, without further ado, I'm gonna cut here and I'm gonna open it and show you guys what's inside. All right, we now have the set out of the box. The whole set and everything just slid out just like that. So there's nothing more in the box. So I'm honestly going to stand this up in the back here as kind of a backdrop. But so here we have the set. And here we have the paper, I'm guessing with some directions. Yeah, it looks like track directions, how to put the battery in Thomas. So don't need that right now. And then honestly, I'm wondering if I can take Thomas. Oh, I can just take Thomas right out. So here's the Tomy Thomas, very classic. So we're gonna put Thomas down over there. I'm wondering if I can just take out Annie and Clarabelle. I can, okay. So here we have Annie and Clarabelle. Annie's got her face. Yeah. On to Clarabelle. I like that they took the time to give Annie and Clarabelle different faces. Because I feel like for a set like this, and for Annie and Clarabelle just being plastic, and this whole line being plastic, I feel like it'd be very easy for them to just be like, all right, we're gonna have the same face on Annie and Clarabelle, doesn't matter. And I'm probably gonna have to cut here. I will take everything out of the box, and then I'll have the set all ready to go. Thomas and Annie and Clarabelle on the tracks. It's all set up. And what I didn't know before is that this is actually Wellsworth Station, so that's pretty neat. Here we have Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle, a tree, a signal over here, and then this bridge. Now this bridge looks pretty simple, but to me, this is such a cool piece because it's kind of like, how can we make a bridge that's not actually a bridge and make it its own thing? Well, let's have a system where the engine will go over it to put the bridge down, and then when there's no weight on the bridge, it'll pop back up, and it'll be a nice little thing to watch as the engines go around. I think it's time to start running Thomas and see what happens here. All right, so we have Thomas and his shell apart. It is not very smooth. It's pretty stuttery. He's pretty loud as well. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but it just does not look right. So I'm actually gonna put some oil in there. So after I've done that, we're gonna give him another test and I'll be back. I'm back, and so I actually thought it'd be fun to do this on camera. So I'm gonna get out the oil right now, and we're gonna see if this works. This will be interesting. I had bought a Hornby pannier tank engine a while ago. You saw him in one of my YouTube shorts. That engine was a really bad runner, and so it worked for that. Let's see if it works for this Tomy Thomas. Let's see if I'm in shot here. I think I am. We're just gonna put, that was one drop over there. So that's 2 drops. There's already a fuzz in Thomas. So I put 2 drops in there. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get down there. So I want to put one more in the middle here. All right. I want to put Thomas' shell back on. There he is. So I'm going to hook Thomas back up to anti-Clairol, get this oil put away, and then I'll be back and we'll do a running session. If the audio is just too loud, I will add in some music so it is a nice running session for you guys. All right, we are back, and so as you can see, Thomas is absolutely struggling. I mean, he's been getting stuck pretty often here off camera. And so this is pretty disappointing, to be honest, because I honestly wanted just a nice Tomy set. And maybe he'll get ran in and it'll be better, but as you can hear, he's pretty loud, and it sounds like a gear inside of him is either just dried up or something's wrong with it. I have no idea. It seems like he's running now much smoother, but it is pretty loud. So honestly, I'm gonna turn Thomas off here. I'm just gonna give my overall thoughts on this set and this Tomy line, and then I'm gonna cut and have a running session with some nice Thomas the Tank Engine music, and that'll be it for the video. So honestly, Tomy is a really cool line. I know there's a lot of creators online and on YouTube that use Tomy Trackmaster, and it's just one of those lines that is relatively cheaper, but you can create some really cool layouts. And what's also great about it is that it's almost like a model railway, because you have engines that will move and you can have switches set up and you can have a big layout, and you don't need to push by hand like Thomas Wooden Railway or Ertl. And so it's kind of in its own class. I don't know if you could say that, but Thomas doesn't run well, but if he did, it'd be 10 out of 10 for me. And so I got it for pretty cheap on eBay. You saw it in the eBay video. I want to thank everyone for tuning into that and showing all the support that you did. I appreciate it a lot. And so yeah, this wasn't a whole lot of money. I mean, there are brand new sets out there. I honestly don't recommend getting used Tomy items. It's just because, like, you saw this running issue with Thomas, right? But if you're gonna buy a Tomy engine that has been ran and used by someone for years, and you don't know where they've been storing it, if the motor or something is corroded, or it's just been stored in a really crappy, damp place, like a basement and some random bin in the corner. I don't know. I mean, I bought used Tomy in the past, and it just didn't work out. I sold all of it. Just the engines don't run that well. And I know Thomas doesn't run well and it's brand new, but I honestly rather take a bargain on a brand new set and get all the packaging and, you know, have a nice box to look at than take an even bigger gamble on a used set. Honestly, the bridge is my favorite part. This station is pretty cool. I guess you could use it in other lines of merchandise. Like if you didn't have a whole lot of Wooden Railway, you could throw this next to some track and have a Wellsworth station for your Wooden Railway layout. So that's another thing about the Thomas and Friends merchandise line, is that you can use a lot of different destinations for the different lines. I've seen that so many times in Thomas and Railway remakes. People are using Tomy and Trackmaster stations. So that's going to end this video. I'm just going to do a running session now with some music. So if you want to stick around and enjoy that, watch Thomas go around and listen to some Thomas the Tank Engine music, that'll be much appreciated. But I've got nothing more to say. The next video will be a review on the Talking Railway Series Knapford Station from Thomas Wooden Railway line. So be on the lookout for that video. And without further ado, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.